are dedicated for you, their teachers. So today, first, my name is Charline Lewis. I'm the education program team leader here at Odoo. I've been working here since 2012. I started first as event manager, then I went to the marketing team, and now since 2018, I'm fully dedicated to the education program here at Odoo. It's been now less than a year. I have a team committed to this great project we have here. So what's going to happen today? We're going to be together for like a little hour, more or less. The first 30 minutes, I will present you what we have for you. So first, a little introduction, or maybe a repetition for some of you, that who is Odoo, the company, and what we do, what is the software about. Then the education program, what do we have for you teachers, and then what are the tools we have for you to help you to develop your courses. And then we have a question and answer session after this presentation. So first, the company and the software. Little story, back to 2004, Fabien Pincars started to develop the software in his student dorm instead of going to the school, for example. It went well because in 2007 he could employ some people. There were 10 at the time with one dog. They were working in a renovated farm, which is still the case. We still have those renovated farms here in Belgium. And at the time, it wasn't easy for them. They were working hard. The salaries weren't that big. It was very complicated times, but they really believe about it, and they did it right. And they worked hard for it because 16 years later, now in 2023, we are more than 2,800 people in the world working at Odoo, without counting all the partners and the community we have around us. The software has also changed a lot, as you could see, from what we had at the time, and now we have a nice interface, easy to use. The impact of Odoo is international, first because we have many offices. As you can see, we are all over the world, but that's not it. So first, the 17 offices, as I was explaining, the 2,800 employees. We have an annual growth of 70%. So every year we make 70% of more of revenues. Then we have more than 8 million users. 8 million users doesn't mean that we have 8 million clients. For the ones who don't know it, Odoo is available in 2 editions. We have the first edition, which is the community edition, and the second one is the enterprise edition. And the community edition, this is the one where Fabien started to work on when he was a student. It's the open source edition. So it means that Odoo can be downloaded right now on our website, and you can use it locally. You need some technical knowledge if you want to have it hosted on your servers. It has a bit less features than the enterprise edition, but it's working very well. It's the most installed open source business suite of the world. We are in more than 175 countries, thanks to all our network of partners. So the partners at Odoo are the companies who are reselling the solution locally to the end users. Sometimes they are making some specific customization, but that's how we are existing in more than 175 countries. And we have more than 39,000 applications. So as I was saying, Odoo, we are not by ourselves. We have this partners network. We have also this open source community with us. And we are releasing and updating, every year our 60 applications, main applications as an editor. But we have this community that develops more applications which are more dedicated to specific needs. And so that's why we have more than 39,000. So that was the company, but now what is the software, the business solution? So it's an all-in-one management software. All-in-one means that every need of a company can be answered thanks to an Odoo app. It's integrated. This means that everything happens on one single database. So that means also that all the data are on one single place, and you don't have to take other data from another software and to bring in it to run your business. The integration is super useful because also it avoids having duplicated, and it allows a better better flow of all the company workflows. It's complete. So as I was saying, one app, one need, one app. So you have everything. You can think of what a company needs. We have an answer for it. We have an application for it. It's easy to use. You will see it by yourself. It's just kind of a logic. You have once you understand the logic, you just go for it. And it's flexible. That means that one application, you can install 1, 2, 3, or more applications depending of what you need. You won't be overwhelmed with all the applications at once. You can just install one at a time. So as I was saying, hashtag open source, we're still open source. Hashtag business apps is a really suite of applications. And ERP evolution, why? Because we are an ERP, but we are more than that. We have other features that classic ERPs don't have. About those famous apps I'm talking about, here they are. So Odoo can be a software to boost your sales, like a CRM. It's also a point of sale. It can be also a website builder, an e-commerce. Odoo can be also help you to manage your operations, whether it's manufacturing, purchase, inventory. We have also some finance apps, marketing also, and so on. There are more than 60 of them. So just to give you the big idea is that on an average, a company uses 14 different applications to run their business. 14 applications means 14 licenses to pay, 14 interfaces that you have each time to go back to and think, oh, where it is now here, this menu is there, okay, right. 14 logging, like credentials, different credentials. And also, it can be really take a lot of time to get what you need when you have so many software to run your business. So, for example, when a company has 14 or more software to run, it's a disjoint network. So we can see here you have Salesforce, which is a great sales software, but does only sales. Same for WordPress, is a great website builder, but is only doing website builder. ADP is a HR software, which is good too, but only does HR, and so on and so on. And this import and export of data from one software to another is not always easy because each software has its own language first, and then secondly, it takes time, and sometimes it does work, sometimes it doesn't work, and also that's how you have also lots of duplicates. So what's easy with Odoo is like you have all of these software only on one single platform, all-in-one solution, and it's a joint network, obviously, between each apps, and so the flow is easier and better, and you win a lot of time to run your company. So that was Odoo. Now you know where we are. We come from Belgium. Maybe I didn't mention that, but this is it. You know what we do, this great program. And now what do we have for you guys, the teachers? So for the past few years, we had a lot of teachers' requests about using the software to explain to their students how it works. So you have a lot of theory, that's nice, but it's even better if you can put in practice all this theory. And so that's how we came up with the education program, because we would like really to better prepare the students to the real life once they are out on the market. And for this, we give free access to Odoo for any education needs. So this free access comes but with few conditions, of course. It's still free, but the conditions is that you have free access to Odoo Online, so to the Enterprise Edition, so the one which is fully featured, and it's in the cloud. It's exactly the one we are selling to our clients. It's not a light version because you are in education. No, that's exactly the same edition we do sell. It's Odoo Online. As a teacher, you can have in this enterprise edition a limited number of databases, applications, and users. So you can create as many databases as you have students, for example. That's fine, it works well. The validity of a database is 24 months from its creation date. So that means that wherever you start to create your database, whether we are in March or in September, 24 months later, it drops. So after the 24 months, it drops. There is nothing else to do. Why? Because we have a lot of curriculum that are on 2 years' time. And in 2 years, you have at least, I would say, enough time to exercise yourself. And the idea is really to have an exercise database. And the point is not to sell after the database or make it, payable so that you can continue a business or what. No, it's really an exercise database. So that's why after 24 months, it drops, whatever happens. In this education program, you're not alone. We are there to help you, my team. But also you have the access to the support. So I'd like to show you, for the ones who don't know how it works, support. You go on odoo.com/help. And once you are here in the support page, you just put your name here, your email address, and then phone number. And you don't forget here to type the database that you have, because it's important for the team to know where you have trouble. You create your ticket type and you submit it. And once it's done, it's in our team, at our support team. They answer in English, Spanish, French, and Dutch. All right, back to the presentation. All this information is available on odoo.com/education. Everything's there. So that's nice, that's the access you have, but what are the tools now you have for your courses? Well, we have many tools, obviously. First, a very nice one, an interesting one for you teachers. It's the platform where you can manage your databases and share your databases. So how does it work? Let's go. So you go on odoo.com/education and /Odoo Online. Oops, this is in French. Let's go in English. And from there, when you are logged in, like I am now, with your teacher's email, here in the middle you have a purple banner where it gives you 3 steps. So as a teacher, the first to start with is to build a course and so set up a new database. This will be the subject of another webinar we are going to give next week. Then once your database is created, you can publish your database. You can publish it publicly or privately. And then as a students, you can find your teacher's database on the public platform if it's the public platform. So I will take some time here to show you the publish your courses. Let's go here. And when you click on publish your course, it's like if you click here on the top right and you go into under my account into my database. It's the same. Here you see I have already a few databases that I have created previously. Let's say that I'm a teacher and I have different students. On this database, it's really nice because I can see all the databases in which I have access and all the databases that I have been duplicated from my private link. So how does it work? For example, I have created this one, edu presentation. If you click here on the little setting button, you have lots of functionalities. So you can duplicate a database, you can rename. If you rename a database and you don't put the edu prefix, you won't have the free offer for education. You can download the data, etc. But also you can share it either here or there. When you click on share, you have the 2 options. Either it's private, so you just copy the link and you send it by email to your students, for example, or you put it on the public platform. For this, you go click on View Course, and you have to set up to make it nice and explain what is your database all about. You can click on Edit here. this one is already, I see that this one is already shared. You enter your name, your course name, etc. This academic school. You can here make some course description. If you type the slash, you have all the the text format you can have, for example. And then you can choose to publish it either for your students or the teachers only, or for both. When it's both, it means that it's here available. Let's go back to my odoo.com/education. Oops. And it's better, it's easier. So that's the program. Up, get the 24 months unlimited access to Odoo Online. Back to this page, education/odoo-online. Here is the same. So as a student, if you click on View Courses, you directly are in this platform of templates. And if you make a research here, my name was academic something, name of my school. This is the one. And when you click on it, again, you can copy it as a student or as a teacher. For example, here, I'll go back to my databases. Once I have a student that I've duplicated my database, it's available here. You can see I cannot share it because it's their database. They are the ones who are the administrator of the database, but you can connect on it, and that's very nice. What I have advised to most of the teachers who ask me always, how can I assess my students in Odoo? Well, Odoo is a business management software, and it's not dedicated for teachers, but you can find some workarounds. And for example, this one is very nice. When you ask your students to always write their name, first name, last name, for example, you can have a view on all the databases of your students or group of students, and you can enter easily on it by clicking on the connect button. And once you are in the database, you can have a look and see how it works, what they do, if they did follow the flow that you have requested well or not, etc. About assessment, another teacher gave me the nice trick. What he does is that he asks the students to create a client with their email address. So the teacher has two education email addresses and two education access in Odoo. And one of them is the one where he manages all the databases like that, and the other one is the one of the fake client. And so, because the teachers is the client also, he receives all the documents, whether it's the quotations, the invoices, etc. And so that's a good way also for the teachers to see whether the students did properly the invoice with the right logo, the right address, all the conditions and terms of the sales, etc. So that's also a nice way to assess the students. So I really encourage you to use this database page to manage your databases, your students, and also to easily share your courses. After this tool, we have another one, which is great, is Scale Up the Business Game. I'm sure you know about it, or you've heard about it. So this game, we have created this game already back in 2019, because we have seen a lot of teachers and students who were struggling to use Odoo, but not to use Odoo as a software, but like once they have created the database, they were in there and, well, what now? What should we do? And so that's why we came up with the idea of just picking up what we all the business flow that we find in our clients, and we have set up this in a bunch of cards. So it's a business game where students take up the role of a business owner of a company who wants to implement Odoo to better run the company, to go digital, and just to win some. Go with the flow, I would say, automate the different actions. And this game is played in 3 times. First, you have the front of the card where you read the activity, what's happening in your company. Once you have this information, you go on your Odoo database, you fill in the information, and once you think it's done, you can flip the card and you have the answer. This game fills up a lot of education and curriculum objectives. So it's really nice for you teachers because it's like a course completely ready that you can use in your classes. To get it for free, because it's free for you teachers, you can either print it yourself, and so you download the PDF of the game. We have it available in French, in Dutch, English, Spanish, and Arabic. Soon it will be available in German and Italian. It's in the process of translation. But you can also request it, the hard copy, for free. When you click here on Get It for Free, you have a form that you have to fill in, because you have to show us somehow that you are a real teacher. And for this, you can just fill in all the information here, put some comments and files. You can choose a game at the moment in English and French. And this is the contact and shipping information we need to ship it to you, obviously. What we do is that first we ship one game, you test it, and if you like it and you want more for your class, you can ask us for more copies. If you are 20, we have 20 students, you can ask for 20 copies. If you are more, you ask for more, as long as we have enough in our stock, and we'll do our best to do that. A little trick about the scale-up game. When I do play the scale-up game in classes with the students, I'll always show them the PDF on the board behind me, and I don't give them the real game at first, and I ask them to play but just with the front of the card, because I've realized that over the time that if I gave them the real hard copy of the game, they would directly flip the card and they will not look around by themselves into Odoo for the answer. So don't hesitate to do the same. It's just to show them the front of the card, which is projected on the board behind you. Here there's a video also of the game. It's my colleague Josiat who presents the game. So it's a nice video of 2.5 minutes, where we present you the rules of the game, the little pitch, obviously, what you are, who you are, and what you do, and also a nice short interface of the software, because when your students have never seen Odoo before, it's nice to have already an idea of how the menu works, etc. So I encourage you to use also this video into your classes just before you want to play with Scale-Up. Okay, so another tool which is really nice, whether for you or your students actually, is the Odoo Academy, so the video and documentations. When you go on odoo.com/learn, you directly get to our e-learning platform. On this e-learning platform, you have lots of information. Here we call it All Quest because we imagine that you become a superhero once you know so much about Odoo, because you have so many knowledge and you have much power. So we have the quests here, so that's all the courses, certifications, business game, that's Scale-Up, just show with you, and documentation. All the quests, so these are all the courses. It works quite nicely because for each application you have one fully dedicated chapter. For example, CRM, sales, etc., etc. And for each of those courses, you have different topics, and those topics can be viewed on different ways, either only questions, like we have the question mark here, or with a video, or it can be also some slides. For the video, click on this. The video is always followed. Just pause. Is always followed by a nice quiz here. You can see on the left. Videos are in English, but if you are not familiar, at ease with this, you can enable the subtitles. Those subtitles can be either in English or in another language. Just choose to translate it automatically here. YouTube does a great job here. So don't forget, you have to first enable the subtitles and then click on the settings to have it in your language. Okay, and then you have the quiz here. Back to the courses. Back to the main page. So these are the courses. So one app, one course. You can send your students to this page also. It's completely free. We have the certifications here. The certifications have been made at first for the partners. The partners, well, they need to know a lot about Odoo, but not only the functional part, they also have to know some technical aspects to better implement it into the business of our clients. So even if you do all the videos and all the quizzes of the e-learning and you have all the marks you can have, it doesn't mean you will pass this certification because it hasn't been made only based on this e-learning. But I know that lots of you teachers would like to have this certification. You can, for example, already use the certification sample test, which is free. It's composed of 20 questions, and you have an idea of what are the type of questions we have. It's not at the moment planned to have a certification dedicated for students for the academic world. But well, there you go, you can already try this one. The business game is Scale Up, as I have just showed you the page. And then we have the documentation. Here you have all the written documentation we have, whether it's functional or technical. It's really nice to have. Sometimes it's not in the videos, but it can be here. So don't hesitate to come to this one also. If you have some knowledge into development, don't hesitate to go there also and go for it, just surf in it. If you have specific topic you're looking for, you can use the search bar. It's always easier. Okay. Oops. Another nice tool that we have is the YouTube webinars, like I'm doing now. On our channel, YouTube channel, you will find a lot of webinars in all the languages you can think of. So I advise you to go to the playlist here. And in the playlist, you have videos, tutorials per applications, like here. It's the same than the ones in the e-learning platform. But we'll also have the playlist per language. So Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, etc. Don't hesitate to go there. Per theme, for example, if you are an accounting teacher in a specific localization, these are also more. But this is just a glimpse of it. You can have all of them here. Well, we have lots of playlists. Okay. Oops. Let's go back to the presentation. If you want to follow a webinar, forgot to write it here, and you don't know what's happening yet, don't hesitate to go on odoo.com/events. And here you will see all the events that we have, whether it's training, webinars, roadshows, etc. We have a lot of events going on. You can choose here all the filters you want, whether the language, the type, or the topic for education is there. We will come back with more online events and sometimes on sites, but more at first here in Belgium. Okay. Last but not least, interesting tool is the demo data access. If you go on demo.odoo.com, you have directly access to an Odoo database with lots of data, fake data. And that's interesting because it helps you for different reasons. Some people would like to go on the demo data because it's a good way for them to see a bit how the software behaves. So whether you click on this and then, I don't know, let's have an example here. You click on the CRM, you change the quotation for the quote for here, and then you make some change, etc. You directly see how it behaves, and so it can be nice to work first or try some flows. I would say first here before you do it in your database, before you make a mistake, for example. So you can do whatever you want with it. Just really, you can go mad in it. It's crazy. But the thing is that as soon as you close the tab of the database, the demo database, everything that you have done in it is reset back to zero, and it's forgotten. So don't try to do anything to save later on this. It's really a demo of Odoo. Those demo data can also be downloaded into your own database. Lots of teachers are happy to work already with a set of data, of demo data, and don't have to create everything by themselves. Lots of teachers who have courses that are going longer than only 2 years, we invite them to do their courses based on the demo data, so that even if they have to create new databases after 2 years, they don't start from scratch, they have already a base. So don't hesitate to use those demo data also in your personal databases, if it's interesting for you, because once those demo data are installed, you can never get rid of it. It's there, it's installed, it won't move. So how to do this? Let me show you that. So you are in your database. Let's go into this one. I connect into my edu-webinar presentation database. And I will show you how it works. The button is not clear. It's not right there because this is also available for clients, and we would like to avoid having clients, downloading the databases if they don't actually need the demo data, if they don't actually need it. I see this is in French, so I'll show you how you can change the language. It's a good way. So you go into your your profile there, my profile. And you change here the language. It's not French that you want English. You click on the world, little world there. Start typing English. Take the US one. I add it, so this means that I download the English language in my database, and then I set it on this profile, because you can have multiple users with different languages for their profile. And I said yes, so English has been installed with success. The users can now choose their preferred language in their preferences profile. And I just click on yes, let's go on English US and close. So now my database will be in English for my user. There we go. So let's go back to the demo data. So you first go into settings. There you go down the page till you can't scroll anymore. And you see into on developers tools section, activate the developers mode. You can see you are in developers mode because you have either the integration mark debug, or you can see the little bug here, which is there now and wasn't there before. So now that you are in the debug mode, you go back to settings, the application settings. You go back down the page, and you can see load demo data there. If you click on this, Odoo warns you that this is something you cannot go back to. So if you already have data with other important information for your course, other clients, other products, for example, you have a company we have created a fake company that sells beverages, and now you will have a company that sells wooden furnitures. Maybe it won't be the same products that you want to sell, but there you go. Once you install it, it's installed, and you cannot remove anything. It will be mixed with all the other data you already have there, if you have already some. Okay, and so that's why we say, oops, no, or yes, you understand the risk. Okay. If you have an empty database, it doesn't change anything for you. Worst case scenario, you just create a new database. So what is our mission? Our mission is to finalize this presentation before we start with the Q&A session. It's just that here at the education program, our mission is really to create bridges between the education world and the business world, because it's very important for us to develop the students' knowledge about the business solutions, and to be ready for the different management professions they might will have later on. And learning everything on a practical way is just the best way you can learn. So thank you very much. If you have questions, please put it now in the Q&A bar there you have on your right inside. If you have very specific questions, I invite you, which are based, on your situation, I invite you to contact your contact person at Odoo, or to go on education@odoo.com. Thank you. See you now in a few minutes. So I see people coming from all over the world. It's great. That's nice. Hello, everyone. So first question from Rizwan Ghani. Can we use Odoo offline? Yes, you can. But I would say only the community edition. So if you download the free version, the open source one, you download it, you have on your computer, and you can use it offline for sure. If you want to use Odoo offline, but the education program access to the Odoo online edition, yes. Nope, that won't work because it's cloud-based. Ismail asking how we can communicate each other to share something. You mean between you? If you mean between you teachers, at the moment there isn't much about this. If you want, we have thought about creating a Facebook page where teachers could exchange between them some information, but it will be difficult, I would say, seeing around the world, whether it's only, for this specific type of curriculum or else it's not always easy. So at the moment between the teachers, we don't have a lot of way. There is still the forum you could use in Odoo, but outside from that, right now, I don't see it. But I'll keep this question in my mind to improve the education program later on. Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Cambodia, Canada. Nice. Jones. How Odoo is integrated agriculture or farm activities? That's a very good question. And to be honest with you, I don't know. I invite you to go on apps, so apps.odoo.com, and see if you might have an application already available there. Next question now. Odoo have an automation flow functions. If I'm not mistaken, you're thinking about the little square with the lines that says that once you do this action, it does this action, etc. Nope, there isn't any way since version 7, I think, if I'm not mistaken, to do that anymore. Is it free for teachers in education purpose? Yes, Domeg. Yes, yes, yes. Everything is free. The access to Odoo Online, the scale up, even if we do online training for teachers, yes, it's free. Odoo, can we get the material presented by Charline? If yes, from where can we get the PDD and PDF file? Yes, you can get this presentation. And just wonder if you are, Anton, if you are subscribed to the event here, I can send an email to all the persons who have been who subscribed to this event, and I'll send a link to this presentation. Hello. All over the world, Uganda, Jakarta. Yes. Oops. Is the demo data complementary with the scale-up business game? Yes and no. Actually, the business game scale-up has been created based on those demo data. So in the scale-up game, you will see you have desks as a product that you have to create and then to build in the MRP use case. And for example, it's the same ID you have in the demo data. So I would say that the scale-up business game is based on the demo data, but when you play with the scale-up game, you start from scratch with an empty database, and it's card after card that you build your database little by little. So it's not complementary. Actually, it's just more. So if you install your demo data, you have more than what you would have at the end of the game of the scale-up game. Customization based on your needs, please contact our local partners, or you can go on odoo.com, and on the homepage you will have a button that says meet a colleague, an expert, and you can ask this person about your needs. Can I use a studio app in education database? Yes, because the education program is unlimited in terms of apps, and you can use any apps you want. Does Odoo Education program have a Odoo certification for teachers, lecturers, and students? As I was saying, unfortunately, we don't have a a dedicated Odoo certification for teachers and lecturer. It's not at the program at the moment. Is there a way to upload a data according to Odoo structure? Easy to develop demo data? Certainly, but I don't know. I don't know where or how. Bah oui, si. If you go, let me show you. I will use demo.odoo.com to easily show you directly there. When you want to import the file into Odoo, you can have this template. For example, if you let's say, see here, I'm in CRM. I go into favorites. I click on import records, and here you have the importation of file of Odoo. And so you have to upload an Excel or CSV file. And if you need help, like it's written here, you can import template for leads and opportunities, because I'm in the CRM app. If you are in another app, you will have another kind of template. So yes, you click on this and you will have a CSV file that will download, and you just have to follow the columns that are there. Okay. Oh, like to go back. Here we go. What is the easiest way to implement items for products in the database? Well, to do this import of file should be fine. Can you see student progress? Peep into database company. Yes, Farm. That's what I was showing with the this database view. So once you are connected into Odoo with your teacher's account, you click here. You have my account, my database logout. You click on my databases, and you have all the databases that you have created yourself as a student, as a teacher, and all the databases of the students who have duplicated your database templates, whether it's privately or publicly. Is educational program free? Yes, it's free. again, forever free. It's been free for 10 years, I think. Is demo data available for Canada localization? It should be. You have to try. You have to try. So the only thing I see in Canada localization is the accounting app. And normally, if you create your database and you write on the creation of the database that, I'll show you directly here. So for my databases, I can create a new databases from here. I'll show it to you. You choose your apps. So once you choose invoicing, for example, if it's one, it's free, obviously. But if it's two, no, this one is not a good example. Well, you go back to the 15 trial, but that's not the point. When you continue, make sure here that you put Canada, because you have installed the accounting app. Language is English, and once you are into the Canada, you will have automatically the Canadian accounting installed into your database, and then from there you install the demo data. It should work fine. How many services of Odoo can be used free of cost by the teacher at the time? At a time? What do you mean? We offer everything for free already. So we have the free access to Odoo Online, the free access to the support, the free scale up, I don't know. I mean, everything. I don't think about anything else, actually. Also, Ali, if you want to explain to your students that after being trained on Odoo, they want to use Odoo afterwards, if they install only one application, it's free, because we still have this one app free access to Odoo. Paul, what do I need if I want to become a dealer vendor of Odoo in my country? Again, you go on odoo.com and then you go on meet an expert, and you can say that you choose the reason why you want to meet an expert and say that you want to become a vendor or a dealer in your country. How often does Odoo changes release management? Odoo releases a version every year around October. So every year we change. We go to another version. Today we are in version 16. Also, that's a nice info I'd like to give it to you, is that we are in Odoo 16, and this means that we support our Odoo up to the 3 latest versions. So if you contact support and you have a database which is in version 12, for example, they won't be able to help you anymore, because today we support the Odoo version 16, 15, 14. And in October, when we will release Odoo 17, we will support Odoo 17, 16, 15. This is also one of the reasons why we have set up the database length of 24 months, because to make sure that you are always in a supported version, to make sure that you also train your students to one of the latest version of Odoo, because if you train them on Odoo 12, and once they get out and on the market and they want to use Odoo 10 or 12, it doesn't exist anymore. So yes, we change every year. I know it's not easy, but for you, their teachers, it's a good way also to update your courses every 2 years and stay up to page all the time. And also when we make those new releases, is not just to bother you guys, but it is to make a better software and to improve all the features that we have today, because there is always place for improvement anyway. You can watch the replay here on the YouTube. Thank you, thank you, Yumna. Yes, I will send the PowerPoint afterwards to all the ones who have subscribed to this event. Can I send posts for all my Facebook group by one click? I'm not sure to understand the question. You can share your database for the students by clicking on posting the link on your Facebook group if you want. Are there any Odoo ML modules for tabular data in ERPs? Again, I'm sorry, I don't understand the question. Please contact us via the homepage, contact a vendor. Is there an educational material in the market, study books or so, by any chance you know? We do have some that have not been written by us, but by, I would say, Odoo experts. If you go on Amazon and you type Odoo, you will see lots of books, study books about Odoo. In France, we have a bit more, but that won't help you because it's in French. Are all apps free for education? Yes. E-learning for schools. So you can implement the e-learning for school. So the e-learning like we have, you just have to create a database and to select the e-learning app. And because you will only select one single app, it won't be in the education program, so it won't be dropped after 24 months. It will be into our free access, one app free access, because Odoo is free for only one app that you have in your database. So you can only install the e-learning application and have your e-learning for your school for free and unlimited, as soon as you connect regularly on it every 3 months, for example. You can contact us, contact us, or send an email to education@odoo.com. Voilà. So you can program automations yourself in Odoo Studio, yes. Can I make an integration of Odoo Fleet in the app DKV? Well, that's a very good question, and I don't know. I'm sure you could do something because we also use the DKV app, but again, it's development. So please go on the homepage of Odoo and ask to contact an expert. He or she will be able to better help you on this. Is there a way to connect Facebook and LinkedIn leads forms directly on CRM without uploading Excel sheet? I see that my colleague has already answered. Thank you, Ines. Is the human resource app? Voilà, you have already answered this. Is it possible to export the database to use it again for a new course? Olden TTC, this is not the point, as I was saying. You could export all the data and then import it again. Yes, you could do that. You could do that. But then, as I was saying, you have to put it in a new database, which is at the latest version of Odoo. That would be the best. Oh, you have applied for the card game, hasn't arrived. I'll have a look. That surprised me because we have a student actually that help us every week to ship those games all over the world. So I have to have a look. Femme over guy. Does Odoo Education have modules, ebooks, etc., other than English? Anton, what do you mean? Does Odoo Education have modules, ebooks, etc., in other than English? But all our applications are translated in different languages that we have. If you need a specific application, please go on apps.odoo.com. And there about the translation, I don't know. I guess it's all of them are obviously developed in English, but in the Indonesian English language, I don't know. What if you initially created your education database initially as a commercial database, so you only have access to one free app at a time? Is there a way to transfer that database to education instead? Nope. Nope. Nope, it's not possible. This means migration, and we don't do migration for education databases. This is not the point. I would like to send posts for all my Facebook group. Is it available in social media? Oui, yes. Yes, you you install the application of social marketing and you have it there. You can share different social media from there. As a teacher, may I be paid for promoting Odoo in my teaching? Sorry, Jones, nope. You can promote it because it's a great tool and you will help so many of your colleagues, but we won't pay you for that, sorry. Can you show us how to make courses on e-learning? Nope, that's a matter of another topic, and you will have it in the YouTube page on the webinar playlist. Please have a look, or you can go on the e-learning platform that we have for the e-learning app, and we'll show you how it works. Using free maintenance Odoo in the class. Is there a free occupational and safety app? No. No. You mean if you mean that you need an application to manage your school, occupational and safety app? Okay, no, I think I get it. Not that I'm aware of. To be honest with you, I'm not familiar with those apps for operations. Does Odoo student database work independently? Does the work of one student database affect the... Well, Hamza, actually, that's a good question. So if you have if one student has its own database, for example, edu-nameofthestudent.odoo.com, and is the only user, well, no, it's completely independently. If now you have a group of students, let's say there are 3 per group, and they have one database per group, but they have different roles into this group, so they have different users, and so they have different user access. So you can say in your group that for this virtual company, this one is the accountant, this one plays the role of the salesperson, this one of the manufacturer, etc. And so each of them has a user, and so has its own access to the database. And obviously, if the sales makes a sale, obviously they will have to make an invoice, and the accountant will see it, etc. So yes, it will affect the other students. So just to make it short, one database for one student, it's completely independent. If you have one database for a group of students and each student has a different role of the group and different user access, then obviously it will affect the other students once they make something. As a teacher, can we make different databases for different courses or for different groups of students? Yes, 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 and yes. You do whatever you want, as long as it's easier for you. Thank you for your time, Fine. Thank you. I think that's it. Yes, I'm at the end. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you for your questions. I hope that it's a bit clearer for you now. Again, if you have any questions about the education program, go to education@odoo.com. If you have questions related to other topics, please go on our homepage and ask to meet an expert who will redirect you to the right answer.